Coming to you live from an amazing mansion in Talai. This place is beautiful. But look at that view. Surfer's paradise. Ooh, I live right over there. So tonight I'm making a really nice organic feast for some wonderful holistic practitioners that have been at a seminar or will be at a seminar this whole weekend. So a good friend of mine, Dr. Dan Hansen, a wonderful holistic dentist and Buteyko breathing coach, is hosting a seminar this weekend, and I'll be looking after all the food, teaching people about about the ingredients that I'm using for the foods and why it's important to include it as a part of a healthy diet, specifically for detoxification. So I hope you enjoy the little food presentation that I put together, and if you have any questions, please leave some comments at the end. Bye guys! Okay, so I'm going to make some organic Italian style meatballs. So I have some really nice organic grass-fed, grass-finished beef from a local distributor here on the Gold Coast. I've chopped some organic garlic, just popped in some organic paprika. Gonna put in a little bit of organic oregano. Just love the taste of herbs in this. I'm gonna roll these into little balls and pop them into a little tomato and mushroom ragu. Put a little bit of sea salt in with this. I've spoken about this a few times. Olsen hand harvested macrobiotic sea salt from South Australia. One of my favourites. I drink it, eat it, put it in everything that I do. Salt is so important for having the cells in your body really communicate. Sodium potassium channels exist on the cells of your body. And by really lifting the internal environment of good healthy salt, you enable everything to really talk to one another. So I'm going to get a really lovely organic biodynamic free range egg from Haters Hill in Byron Bay. Crack that little baby in. Just as a binding agent, add a little bit of extra protein. Choline is amazing for your brain, found in the egg yolk. The albumin in the egg white, so as a synergistic form for the egg white and the egg yolk, it's a complete food. So it's really packed full of nutrients, minerals, proteins, and if you're not allergic to it, really easy to digest. Okay, little crack of pepper. Some wonderful organic peppercorns. And I'm just going to put in a little splash of organic coconut aminos. You guys have probably seen this in a few health food stores. So Nui Life do a good range. They do some teriyaki. The coconut aminos doesn't taste like coconut, it's like soy sauce. So a really great alternative. Just adds a little bit of depth to the saltiness. And I just think it's beautiful. Another little thing I'm going to add, not too much because I'm not quite sure of the chili tolerance of the practitioners who are going to be here tonight, but this is a really lovely fermented sweet chili sauce. Lewis & Sons, it's a kosher product. They do a lot of really great homemade products, and I just love this chili sauce. It's apple cider vinegar based, so that acetic acid with the chili, the flavour is amazing. So I think it's just probably about a teaspoon in there. And some black seeds, just to add an extra bit of nutrition. So Nigella Sativa, it's black seeds, so full of nutrients, really immunomodulating, which means it boosts the immune system. Loaded with minerals and nutrients. The black seeds and black seed oil are phenomenal to take as you're coming into the winter seasons where there's a little bit more viruses around, just to have that added assurity in your immune system. So put more soldiers in the army, make sure that your immune system is able to defend itself rather than just being open like flypaper and everything coming to stick to it. So I really like to add black seed to a lot of the food that I cook. Black seed and some seaweed, my two most favourite little condiments that I like to add in just to boost the nutritional value of the food that I'm making. All right, so hands are washed. Actually, I've I've got some really lovely organic garlic chives here. I'm just going to give these guys a rough chop. I'm going to add most of the fresh herbs at the end. So I'm going to roll these into balls, bake them in my little earthenware pot in a tomato and mushroom ragu, as I mentioned. And then I'm going to serve that with some organic black bean spaghetti and just lots of fresh herbs. So I'll get this mixing and we'll be back soon. Okay, so another course on the menu that I'm preparing for tonight is a kale and quinoa superfood seed salad. So this is one of my staples. All of my friends who come over for dinner at my place get this because it's super easy to knock together and an amazing flavour. So what I'm going to do is just cut up this beautiful little organic pumpkin, rub this with some organic biodynamic ghee. All you guys know that I love Jaya's ghee, key ghee. Rub that in some ghee, some more of my hand-harvested macrobiotic sea salt. I'm going to bake this in the oven until it just goes soft, still a little al dente, because it'll continue to cook once I mix it through the rest of the hot ingredients before I mix the hot and the cold together to make it a warm salad. Alright, so I have the chicken bone broth just going here. So I've peeled the meat off the carcass and I've got the carcass and the bone still in there with all the herbs. Whole ginger, turmeric, lemon. I've got the quinoa almost ready in here. So I'm going to take some of that stock and I'm just going to pop it into this little tomato ragu along with some dried chanterelle mushrooms, and I'm going to pop that in the oven and bake that. Serve that with these little guys. And I'm going to garnish it with lots of those beautiful green fresh herbs. Okay, table is set, complete with menus. So on tonight's menu we have organic chicken bone broth, which I've had going since last night. A cold organic chicken salad board. This is one of my favourite dishes to prepare. The kale and quinoa superfood seed salad and the organic Italian style meatballs. So it should be a nice little feast for all these wonderful holistic practitioners. Okay, so prep station, all ready to go as soon as everybody turns up. Everything's pretty much going through there. Got the water on for the noodles. The chicken bone broth is the starter for everybody. And then the Italian meatballs, and underneath I have the roast pumpkin and roast red capsicum sizzling away in some ghee, salt and pepper. Almost showtime. Just for the meatballs that I'm going to do, I popped in some organic passata and 2 tins of organic whole tomatoes. I love the whole tomatoes with the meatball, so like everything's really nice and hearty. So when you take a scoop and pop it on top of the black bean spaghetti, it's a really hearty dish combined with the beautiful superfood seed salad. And I'm going to do a really nice little chicken and red rice vermicelli salad. I'm going to present that on a board. So through my food processor, I'm going to pop in some carrots, chop some cucumbers, really grate down. So put that with the blade in the food processor and grate that down till it's really, really fine. Some organic zucchinis. Chop some organic red capsicum. Then I'm going to just present that on a board with the red rice, noodles. Pop the chicken on from the bone broth that I've made today. So the bone broth is like the aperitif today. So some nice hydration. I've got turmeric, ginger, garlic, lemon, apple cider vinegar, some fresh herbs out of my garden. So parsley, dill, sage, thyme, fennel, salt, pepper, clove, star anise, a whole lemon, a whole onion, not cut, just everything just right in, and an organic whole chicken on top. And I had that going for 18 hours. So at about the 3/4 point, about 10 to 12 hours, I pulled that out, pulled the meat off the chicken. And I have that set aside for the cold Thai chicken salad that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to make a really lovely dressing with, this is one of my most favourite fish sauces. Apparently this is a really old family recipe, so I just love this in everything. So I'm going to put a bit of this, some really nice organic pickled ginger, not the pink stuff, not artificial, just pickled ginger and a bit of vinegar. The taste is just bam, it's so vibrant. A nice organic lime, some of the coconut aminos for the saltiness. Mix that all together in a jar, pour that over the chicken and the noodles, serve the salad on the board so everybody can sort of help themselves. I really wanted a pomegranate to be able to smash over the top of that, but I couldn't find one. So I'm just going to add some goji berries just to lighten that flavour, add a little bit of sweetness, but still balance the rest of that chicken salad.